Welcome everyone, I'm Kate Plays Games and this is episode 19 of our EVE Online Let's Play series. When I left you, we were about 2/3 of the way through the Sisters of Eve epic arc and we were just about to be sent into Ammar space. As a quick recap, in the previous episode, we returned from Caldari space to Sister Alitura, who had us track down a mysterious drone, and a mercenary called Dagan warped into the mission and destroyed it in front of our very eyes to stop us finding its secrets. On his trail, we came all the way to Matari space, where we learned he was now working for smugglers, and we killed or captured 3 of his closest lieutenants, and his trail is now leading us onwards towards Ammar space. So, let's get on with that. It's the same day for me. So again, no housekeeping, no gifts, and skill queue is still exactly the same. So let's just accept. And I'll see you in Derelict. Hey, here we are. In the Ammatar Mandate. It's not proper, true Ammar space. The Ammatars were a group of Minmatar who remained loyal to the Ammar and collaborated heavily with them during the slave uprising, and they elected to stay part of the Ammar Empire. But just in case they tried to revolt, the Ammar Empire gave them some sort of autonomy, and the Derelict region is now a single region miniature empire all on its own called the Ammatar Mandate. There's some interesting lore. Let's talk to the agent with his ridiculous haircut. Well, to cheer up the daughter of the lieutenant we just killed, we're going to give her a doll. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Sorry I killed your mother. Here's a Barbie doll. Still got plenty of loot space and expanded cargo holds if we need them. What a depressing place to live. There you go, dear. Enjoy your dolly. Bye.
Drive active.
And next. We're off to talk to someone else. I did check all the triangles along every route, every stage. I know they're safe. But you should definitely take the time and do some research.
Drive active.
I think the invasion storyline is coming to its climax on the 13th of October. So that you probably won't have any of these, or maybe you will, I don't know. I'll find out in 4 days. If any of you guys watching this in the future can let me know what happens, I'd be very happy to know. The increasing lag between the time of me filming these episodes and me releasing them is for a specific reason. It's so I can get far enough ahead of you that I can complete some very long skills by the time I catch up with reality again, which means I'll be able to show you more advanced and interesting things to do without having to actually wait. That's why I'm absolutely spamming these episodes at the minute. If you look at our employment history, I've only been going for 9 days. You've been watching these for nearly 3 weeks. That gives me a 2-week buffer. If I'm lucky, I can get to something like Tech 2 medium guns and much better skills at flying the Omen, Arbitrator and Maller.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Hey, archaeologists want us to do some archaeology. Giving us a relic analyzer. Oh, we know how to do this. Unfortunately, it means we're going to have to be slow. I've only got 2 mid slots, and I need the cat battery. Hey ho! Access difficulty bonus is something that should have been removed years ago. But I was said that salvagers used to open boxes. Well, these worked the same way as salvagers back then. You would just target the box and activate the target and wait for it to open. That's what that was. Every cycle that would have a 2% chance of opening the box. No minigame or anything. Now being slow might get us into trouble here because there's 2 destroyers and a cruiser. And it's an arbitrator. Take a look. Whoa, lots of lasers. Cool paint job as well. Like that a lot. Turn our tank on. We're being disrupted by 2 of them, so we're way down. We're just gonna have to get right up close, right in his face. Uh-oh. There's quite a lot of stuff here, isn't there? We're gonna have to align to a station. Orbit it. It might be okay. Might be okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. Needlessly panicking. No loot either. Boom! They've all got that cool paint job. Damage has gone up because we're directly approaching something that's got turrets. It's never usually wise. Obviously it means that they don't have to track us because we're perfectly lined up with them. But we need to get into range with our weapons, so that's how we're going to do it. If we can. Are we actually closing range? Slowly, yes. Very slowly, yes. Well, luckily their lasers are red, so they seem to be firing radio like a bunch of idiots. Have our nice white multi-frequency. Nothing's dropped any loot yet. And one more. Not having the afterburner did give us a worrisome few seconds. Oh, we seem to pull through. Then we'll have a look inside the ancient tomb. Approach. No. With this wreck. Then approach that. And more rubbish. We need to approach this. We start the mini game at 5,000 kilometers out, and then we won't be able to loot until we get within 2.5. Let's see how quick you can do this mini game. Quick. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Got your thing, and now we're right inside the building. Did we get stuck in here because we've clipped inside it? Are we okay? Yeah, we're fine. So,
Warp drive active.
before I forget, get rid of that. I'll just trash it. I'm not keeping a civilian thingy. Get that back on. Right click. Trash. Goodbye. Yeah, so apparently the Dagan and his lieutenants all live together at the place we're going to next time. I pick up a document that's been left over. Let's see what we find. Quite a lot of scavengers. He's dropped something. It's probably what we needed. Indeed. One of the times it did not teleport itself straight into our ship. Request mission. Back to this guy again. Yeah, archaeologist man has discovered that the Dagan and his cohorts were looking into pre-fall weapons. Weapons from before the wormhole closed. 20 odd thousand years ago. Interesting. Hey, back in Tanu. Let's tell the agent what we discovered.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Yeah, this is the third and final one of Dagan's lieutenants, his most capable. And because he's a Marian, we've managed to call him out into a trial by single combat. I'm sure we can take him. Here it is. Let's get him. Trial by combat, dude. You're going down. No bounty. Hardly any resistances. I think this is going to be short and sweet. Yep. Bye bye. And he didn't even drop anything. Ah, terrible. Yeah, it looks like we're being sent somewhere because this has popped up. All the way back to Arnon. 23 jumps through 4 invasions. I know these two are safe. I'm not sure about Avsper. I shall see you once again in Arnon. 23 jumps later, we're back in Arnon for the 7th and final chapter of the Sisters of Eve epic arc. Will we learn anything? Or will we just shoot stuff?
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Yeah, we're trying to insinuate someone into Dagan's new crew by planting this 4 jumps away. Like how the first thing this epic art makes you do after returning for 23 jumps is make another 8 on a courier mission. Way to keep people engaged, guys. They don't think things through. Delivering our agent to the space liner so they can infiltrate. And just here popped up. We've finally done 16 level 1 missions and we've generated a storyline offer. Strangely, hasn't appeared. Here it is. Our mailbox. Mailbox didn't flash. It should have flashed, and it didn't. But it will be listed here. Materials of war preparation. This agent for a storyline wants 1000 Velspar and it will give us, looks like a +1 implant. Yeah, +1 implant as a reward. You can do this at any time. These take a few days to expire. There you go, it's the 9th today for me, and it expires on the 16th. Oh, we'll drop off this agent and then we'll get some Velspar. Deliver our agent. There you go. And this is all the various agents you work for saying that they appreciate what you've done and they'll be happy to work with you.
Warp drive active.
Which means they'll give you the standing bonus. At the end, in the final mission, you get to choose which one of the 4 commanders you want to work for. So choose it carefully. So over here, we need to buy 1000 Velspar. Costing 34,000, that's fine. Got that. Speak to the agent. Accept. Yes or no, don't have enough cargo, but it's in the station already. Right, storyline complete. Cost us 48 to get an implant worth 12. But the standing increase is priceless. So we'll look interactions. Servant Sisters of Eve. There we are. Plus 0.131. Not huge, but it was only level 1. Right, back to Arnon once again. The Sisters of Eve faction only has about 3 corps in it, if I remember rightly. Let's have a look. Member corps. Yep, 3. But they do have a pretty good loyalty point store. But the easiest way, I mean, the only one that has security agents is this one. It's easier just to spam their distribution or their combat missions to grind the standing with that corp directly. This is the one we're interested in.
Warp drive active.
Seems we lost a little bit by completing that storyline. Apparently the Ammar don't like the Servant Sisters of Eve. Must be a religious thing. But you see that the derived losses are never as big as the gains, so you can balance out all the 4 main empires. It was plus 0.131, and Ammar went down by minus 0.008, which is tiny. Okay, let's see if our secret agent has brought us any information. Complete mission, request mission. Yeah, a rival faction is also looking for our agent, so we're going to have to blow them up to stop them. Hey, who's closest? Who's going to die first? You. You're dead. I do hope this instantly gives us level 2 missions. If not, I'm going to have to grind 16 more back into Mars space. Doesn't fill me with joy. Die, you kickstand looking thing. It's a Galanti scanning ship that they're using to fight, which is a bit daft. So Caldari saying they appreciate what we've done. These guys just pop up at random. Complete mission, one dead spy. Request mission. Yeah, spy's useless, but we've got another lead. Now this is one of the two bosses. This is the guy that energy drains us. This could be interesting. Finally, something interesting. Right, let's have a crack with the capacitor battery. If we get into capacitor trouble, we'll warp out and refit with the capacitor booster. Let's have a go.
Warp drive active.
Fuzzy cap drains, I won't turn anything on until we actually need it to be on. Oh, we're going to have to deal with his capacitor draining until we've got rid of all his attendants. House with a line under it tells us he's a battle cruiser, which is pretty serious. Right, I think we're going to need the afterburner just to get into range of all his support fighters. Try not to run into the scenery. Excellent. Next, please. You. And you. F1. Come on. There we go. And F1. See at the bottom, he's tracking, disrupting, and webbing, and energy neutralizing us. This is not good. Shoot that right target. Taking fair amount of damage due to a huge capacitor reserve from the cap battery. It's taken them ages and ages to get through it. Okay, let's turn the rep on. Whoops. Did I need to warp? I don't think so. No, let's not warp. Let's trust the rep to keep us going. At least until we've got rid of these guys. Approach. Capacitor's getting very low now. That was the low capacitor warning. He's missing us because I'm manually piloting to keep the transversal up. Just pulse this. Manually approach at an angle by double clinging. He's taking 78 off us, but that's reduced by 22% because of this. Well, it would have been 100. I'm just going to manually pilot around this guy. No, I'm not. I'm just going to orbit at 2000. Turn the afterburner off. Alright, it looks like the capacitor is able to deal with that. Well, didn't need to use the capacitor booster after all. So far, anyway. Afterburner's off, rep's off. The only cap we're using is the guns. Cap seems fairly balanced. Let's do one more pulse of that. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. He is flying a Harbinger battle cruiser. We can pilot this shit. Oh, low capacitor warning because some idiot forgot to turn the rep off. Okay, it was me. Uh-oh. Come on, Cap. Hey, there we go. Fantastic. That's the Amar saying we appreciate you, we'll work with you. That was good. Nearly had to warp out, nearly ran out of cap, but did it. One dead bad guy. Request mission. Okay, this is where we get to pick who we work for, so let's make sure. Like the Amar commander. We need to report there. Accept this choice. Excellent. This just determines which star system the final boss will spawn in and who we get the standing boost for. Very close to there now. This agent is sitting in a beautiful Apocalypse class battleship. You could get one of those. Alphas are allowed to have them. Can't use them for very much, but we can have the ships. Our Man Dagan. Okay, final boss. It's the man. We're in the right place. Accept. Let's do this thing.
Warp drive active.
We're only barely doing 120 DPS. After all those wingmen are taken down, I'll probably switch over to the Imperial Navy just to burn them down quicker. There's the fleet that she sent in ahead. Just go for the nearest one. No, dead. Oh, this one. Let's go. Again, see this. What he's shooting at us there is a target painter EVO. This makes us appear larger on ship scopes, so we are faster to target for them, and we're easier to hit by their weapons. It's this little red laser beam tag thing. Not as effective as a tracking computer, but it is effective. It also affects any drones, so if you're a missile and drone ship, maybe a target painter would be better. It's a tracking disruptor. We know what they do. They've been used against us often enough. Let's have a look in here. The gun doesn't punch out too much damage. It's just he's got stupid high resist and repairs very quickly. If we have a look at him, there you go. Ridiculously high resist for both shield and armor. And it appears he's very resistant to EM and thermal as first and second. Which is why I'll be changing over to action crystals. Although the Dagan's the final boss, I usually find the one we just did, Kristen Parthis, to be more of a trouble because of his cap draining. The Dagan's barely hitting us. Oh, hello, what's this? There we go. Oh, I haven't got enough cargo. That's annoying. What can we jettison that's not worth anything? Nothing really. I'll come back for that. So let's Control B, save the spot, and we'll come back and get that. That was a pretty decent cruiser-sized laser weapon, beam laser, long range versions. Imperial Navy multi-frequency. 140 DPS. And orbit at 2000, turn the afterburner off and fire away. This may take some time. We took a sliver of shield off and he just instantly repaired it. See here, I've moused over the Imperial Navy frequency crystals and they have a percentage damage stat, because as I said, Tech 2 and faction crystals are so highly tuned that they're unstable and they only last a certain number of shots before breaking and having to be replaced. Because I know this guy might take ages to grind down, I didn't want to start firing them before we had to, just in case we actually need to burn them out completely in the process of killing this guy. These faction crystals will get exactly 4,000 cycles before they break, and Tech 2 will only get 1,000. If we were only using the 122.5 damage, this would take half an hour easily. We'll slowly grind them away. Well, this is not going well. Let's try keeping him at range instead, because I think the orbiting is ruining our own tracking. Let's see if this makes a difference. Oh, it is better, but he's also hitting us better. Let's see if the rep's able to catch up on this. Dodgy. Yeah, he's going down much better now. This perfectly illustrates turret tracking and why orbit is not always the best thing to do. So although our turret tracking is huge at 283, orbiting him even relatively slowly at 426 was enough to offset that tracking. We're going to have to get back to orbiting so he misses us a little bit, just to let our rep catch up, and then we'll go back to keeping at range. It's just so we didn't have to warp out. See the difference that makes? He misses us a lot more, and the rep can catch back up, and then we'll go back to keeping at range, and we'll hit him better. That didn't go very well. Let's try again. We're almost perfectly on our optimal range and lined up, and we're barely denting him. Since he's on half armor, we know we can do it, it's just going to take quite some time. It'd be nice to be able to take some more armor off him before we have to orbit again to rep up. It's better than having to warp out, which would give him plenty of time to fully repair. You'll often see in local chat in Monarch and Tanu and Sheru players asking for help taking this guy down. These new players come into this with like 60 odd DPS and they can't even scratch him. His shield's actually going up instead of down. It's not as if we can just quickly go home and bring the Mallards 41 jumps away. We just kind of have to brave it and tough it out. This is round about the most damage we can possibly do. Adding a fourth heatsink will barely do anything because there is a diminishing return on each extra module of the same type you add. And obviously it'll reduce our tank, and the tank's barely holding as it is. There he just got a wrecking shot on us, so he did a triple damage. It's not because of tracking, it's just because every 100 shots on average he will do one of these. Still not able to break his shield. Well, this is going really badly. If we orbit him at half speed, that'll make a difference. Is this because we found the magic formula for killing him, or is it because we got several wrecks in a row randomly? Took a bit of armor off at the same time. There is a mechanic that when you get to 25% shield, some damage will bleed through into armor. There is a skill you can train to stop that from happening. Orbiting at half speed seems to have given us better tracking than even keep at range. Don't know how that works, but it seems to be working, so I'm quite happy with that. Slowly chewing through his armor. Just hope he's not got lots and lots of hull hit points. Oh, nice. 359 smash to the hull. Okay, panic over. Looks like we are eventually going to kill him. Gan's ship is called the Gnosis. G-N-O-S-I-S, Gnosis. It's a battle cruiser. You can buy them on the market, but you can't buy original blueprints for them. They were given out as gifts by the developers many moons ago, and a few other times since then. See, 39 mil. Best thing about the Gnosis is skill requirement. It needs Spaceship Command 1, and that's it. The insurance value of this is about 5 or 6 ISK. There were blueprints for it handed out in the 10th anniversary gift box set of Eve, and the blueprints take 1 unit of Tritarium to build. That's why the insurance is 6 or 7 ISK. There's no per level traits, it just gets these hard bonuses. It gets bonuses to like every weapon and command bursts and probes. If you've got really poor skill levels with battle cruisers, then this is a really good one to get into. Players with ridiculously high skills have come up with some really weird fits for this as well. 6 high slots, 5 turrets, 5 missiles, 6 medium power, 6 low, so it's very, very variable. But lots of room for drones as well. Yeah, 75 cubic meter drone bay and 50 megabits, so it can use 5 medium drones. Its resistances are just equal right across the board, mediocre. There are some very weird bits on the Gnosis. The shield's going back up. It's kind of hovering around this. He's hardly got any armour left and his hull's bleeding, so he will go down eventually. And we've used 18% of the life of our crystals. We're handling his damage just fine now. If we just go down another few meters a second, go to say 180. Actually, there's no manual way of typing in what speed you want to go, you just have to mouse over and we go 180. That's the last of his armour gone now. Smash, 50, 49, 42. Damage numbers are supposed to be going up, not down. There we are, 208. Like, I use swing, die. So close. Yay! Oh, that was a thing, wasn't it? Right, you're coming with me. Wow. Man Dagan, objective, warp to location.
Warp drive active.
That was a struggle. These can't be stacked anymore because they're damaged and you can't repair damaged crystals. You just keep them until you burn them out. Or you can reprocess them and get some Noxium and Zydrine out of them. Nizogen. We'll just hang on to these. Okay. Agent complete. Request a mission. Dal Segno Al Fine. It's just handing him over to the Sisters of Eve. Get a million-isk for completing this. Accept. Close. Before we do anything, I'm going to dock in this air station. Probably refit to a single cargo expander and go and grab that laser gun that we found. Just as well we did surgical strike and rapid firing overnight, isn't it? Wow.
Docking request accepted.
Activate the gate.
Warp drive active.
Put the gun in the canister and then sit back and watch. There's the 4 various agent of the Empires. The Tempest class Minmatar battleship. There's a Raven class Caldari battleship. Dominic's class Galente battleship. And an Armageddon class Ammatar battleship. Ooh, nice colours. And it's a Wreath class Minmatar hauler, which Dagan is going to live out the rest of his days in. Drone Hive is warped in, taken Dagan and disappeared. Yeah, looks like the drones were after Dagan. Because probably of his research into pre-fall weaponry. Okay. We have to do that. Go back to our chosen agent and the mission in.
Active.
I believe this pays about 15 million in total over the course of the whole arc, so we've earned a decent amount. Here's an Ammatar agent. One bad guy delivered. Complete mission. That is the end of the Sisters of Eve epic arc. Let's have a look at our standings. Oh, would you look at the size of that? And I was worried about going from 0.77 to just over 1. Crikey. Oh, it hasn't shown it, but... Oh, there it is. Ordered it by date. Plus 0.077 took us to 1.43. And we now have access to every single level 2 agent for every single one of these corporations. Anywhere in a Mars space. That is exactly what we wanted. Superb. I didn't give any derived. Usually when you boost a Mar Empire that much, you'd really hurt your Minmatar, but it hasn't. Brilliant. Right, I think I will leave this episode here because that was the end of the arc. The only thing I have left to do is do 41 jumps all the way back to Pasha. If you enjoyed the SOE's epic arc, please leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Talk about it in the comments and subscribe because I'll find something else cool for us to do. Take care and I will see you soon.